What do you take with you when you go travelling when it comes to tarot? Show us what's in your travel tarot bag. Let's go and have a look what's in mine. Hi there and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just putting together a small video on the tarot paraphernalia I take with me when I go away for a weekend. And I thought maybe it's something that you could do a VR to as well. I just got back the other day from a lovely 4-day break in a small town called Kilchuma in County Mayo. It was a visit that I will treasure forever. It was beautiful, but you'll learn more about that in another video that I'm going to put together of that trip. But with me, what did I take? Well, I always take this old leather satchel. It is old, it is leather, or it smells of leather, but it used to be tan, as you can see some of the tan colours here, but now it's gone, it's almost black with age, and it's absolutely ideal for packing in books and decks. So what did I take with me and why? Well, I took with me, let me show you now, I've got such a lot on my desk here. I took with me the Spiritual Tarot. I actually didn't get to open it because we were so busy. I managed to get my daily reading done for myself, my daily spreads, just on sort of advice and guidance for the day. When we arrived there, we decided to take a bit of a break before we went around because it had been a 4-hour drive, and so I thought, right, just take a bit of a chill time before strolling around, otherwise it'd be absolutely banjacks by the time the evening got there. So I sat and I designed a spread for my own well-being, physical, mental, emotional well-being, and that was really good. I worked away on that in the hotel room using a vintage deck that I ordered from Make Playing Cards, and this is it. So that came with me. You might have seen it when I posted them up on my Facebook page. So that's one deck that came with me, and it was great when it came to answering questions. I also took with me my Deviant Moon, which I have really gelled with. As I was actually saying, I was commenting on Becca's channel, she was talking about different decks and FOMO, etc. How I had purchased the Deviant Moon in a way on a whim, but how it grew on me, and now saucily winks at me every time I want a reading. And I also took with me my Mildred Payne Oracle deck. For note-taking, I took with me this journal. Now, this holds little smaller journals. Each one serves a different purpose. It also holds wallets that hold different things. So this journal I have at the back here, they're held in bioelastic bands. This one here is one that when I'm mixing up an essential oil, I write down the recipe in here. Okay, and that's what that one is for. Then I have a selection of wallets here that hold different things. This one holds any tarot activities I do when I'm away. This holds any work I've done. So here I just created a couple of little cards in, you know, because I was working through a book and that's what we had to do, and I actually look at them from time to time. And I also hold some of the advert cards out of decks inside here. This other one here holds leaflets from when we've travelled, and this one holds lists of things that I choose to do. This here is a stencil that I brought with me, and it stays in here in case I want to decorate any of the pages that I'm going through, and their wallets still to be filled. This book here is my travel journal, so all these pages are filled here with different things that I've done, and leaflets and maps glued in. This one here is my doodling and note-taking on little things I might spot along the way, and that's actually quite a stress reliever. Even if you're just sitting there and just need to clear your mind, just drawing with a pen and colouring it in. I used some metallic pens there, which turned out really well. And then this one here, if I'm thinking about a card or for some reason it might pop into my head, and I've got, so I sometimes take a selection of cards I've put into, you could almost call it a, well, it's a collection of odd cards that have come from decks that turned out to be pirated copies. So if I'm, say, thinking of the High Priestess, I'll root one out and write what's on my mind at that time. Why did it come to my mind? Why did I pick it out? And then this one here is what I do my daily draws in, and when I'm designing tarot spreads of my own along the way. So that came with me, and yes, I did work in it each day. I took this other notebook with me. I actually didn't write in it, but the aim is to create a daily journal. I've got some writing it from the beginning before I went on my weekend away, because it arrived just the day before. So I'll take it with me and I might do some work in it, but I ended up not doing it because I did it all in this other journal here. I took with me this spiritual tarot. I took with me because this is one that I actually just started reading through, and I'm actually enjoying it. However, I didn't get time to sit and work through this one or read it whilst I was away, because I tarot journaled first thing in the morning, and then we were out for the day, and in the evening I just caught up my notes in my travel journal. So actual time for reading didn't actually come about. The book that I was going to take with me, but I ended up leaving it on my desk because my bag would get too heavy, was The Spiritual Roots of the Tarot. And I'm glad I didn't take it with me, because, like I say, I would have just been carrying extra weight because I wasn't actually using books to read whilst I was away this time. But this is a book that I thought, right, I'm going to share it with you. I might have, oh, excuse me, hiccup, I might have done on an early tarot video, I'm not sure. But this has really sort of stood out to me. The blurb on the back has, and this is one that I feel I'm going to be dipping in and out per card. Okay, that's probably not the ideal way to use it, but for me it is at the moment. It's a dipper in and out of. And it's all centered around personal growth. Excuse me, as well as having the spiritual roots of the tarot, and it's the Cathar code hidden in the cards. It's all based on personal growth. And what I like about it, I'll just read this here, which I might have done. I apologise if I'm repeating myself. The Holy Grail has been discovered. Not a cup or chalice, as myth leads us to believe. The Holy Grail is sacred knowledge of the path to enlightenment and inner peace. While author Russell Sturges was conducting research on the Marseille Tarot, he found evidence that this tarot deck, whilst masquerading as a simple card game, held the teachings of an ancient heretical religious group from southern France, the Cathars, believed to be the keepers of the Holy Grail. To avoid persecution by the papacy, this sect used portable art-like illuminations to convey their Gnostic Christian teachings, in the same way the stained glass windows of churches spoke to their congregations. This portable Cathar art then inspired the creation of the tarot. After his breakthrough discovery of a hidden key on the Magician and the Strength cards, Sturges examined the major arcana cards further to unlock their symbolism, discovering clear instructions for recalibrating human consciousness and achieving enlightenment. With specific cards representing pivotal points in making the journey from ignorance to awareness, decoding the cards in detail, the author shows how they reveal a journey of transformation consciousness that can result in finding what the Cathars call the kingdom of heaven. And it goes on. So it really is quite deep, giving us more of an insight as to how tarot came about. And also it does have colour illustration images in it too. Now, going from my travel journey, you've seen what I take with me. Oh, I also take a stick of glue and a pen, because I'm always gluing and pasting and writing in my journal. So that's that. That book was going to come with me but never made it. Anyway, on my return from my weekend away, a book had arrived that I had ordered a while ago. And ironically enough, the week that I ordered this, I came across a post on one of the tarot Facebook pages where somebody was asking, does anybody have any information on this book? Now I responded saying, my goodness, it's the first time I've seen it, other than the fact that I ordered it earlier in the week. I will let you know how it pans out. Well, the book arrived, and my goodness, it is a tome. Okay, it's huge. It's Tarot for Transformation by Andy Matzner. Okay, now using the major arcana to discover your best self and creating a life worth living. Now there's no blurb to read on the back, and it comes with a disclaimer, you know, that it's made available under the understanding that the author is not engaged in offering specified medical, psychological or emotional advice. And I do recommend you read it. It then comes with lots of quotes from different sort of psychologists, Buddhist priests, etc. There's a small dedication to Tallulah Costa, A.E. Waite, Pamela Coleman-Smith and the Enneagram for waking him up. And then there's a section here before the contents page. Okay, there's our contents page. Oops, there. This section here, it says, please read. And this I'm going to share with you. This book is journal based, and as such is full of questions and writing prompts for you to reflect on and answer. This is because in order to truly become the best version of yourself, you will first have to become an expert on yourself. Who are you? Where do you come from? Has your past influenced your present? What motivations underlay your behaviour? What is it that you really want? Therefore, your progress along this journey is directly based upon your doing the work, really doing the work, no excuses, which means not just reading through this book, but actually carving out the time to sit down and write. It doesn't matter how much, just that you write something. I've now found a use for that new journal that I purchased. Good. This is an opportunity for you to be honest with yourself, develop important insights and chart a course for the future that is free of negative emotional, mental, physical and spiritual baggage. A future that will allow you to fulfill your potential and have a life worth living. So please buy a notebook or journal to accompany you on this journey. It will be one of the best investments you have ever made. You're so worth it. But also, a word of caution. Some of the readings and journal questions in the book may bring up strong emotions. So first, take your time. After all, Rome wasn't built in a day. There is no rush. Slow but steady is a perfect pace. Second, be sure that you have support as you go through this book. As a psychotherapist, I am biased. I believe in therapy and feel it could be an awesome adjunct to the work you do with this book. But that is up to you. At the very least, I would recommend having some kind of support system in place that you can use if you need it. And then finally, remember that you can always skip a part of the reading or a journal question if you are worried something might trigger distressing memories or feelings that you do not want to explore. This book is designed to stretch your comfort zone, but your emotional safety is the priority. So remember, if it's touching on something dark and distant and you don't want that rearing its ugly head, skip it, okay? If you want to delve in and pull it out and say, well, I'm going to deal with it in the here and now, do so. That is down to you and your responsibility. This book is almost working on both path work and shadow work at the same time. It's bringing up things that we're looking forward to, giving us motivation, giving us the ability to look at ourselves from each of the major arcana, seeing where we're at, bringing up thoughts, memories, emotions. But remember, some of those are thoughts, memories and emotions that we really might not want to sort of travel back and visit again, or maybe we're in a place in our lives where we are strong enough to do so. It is down to you, and remember, you can always skip the chapter and maybe come back to it at a later date or not at all. It's entirely down to you. But this is a book of work, personal research. We are looking deep in ourselves. Now, I have other books that do this on a different level, maybe through learning the tarot, but this one is really, really digging in and looking at who we are as people, where we want to go, where we've come from, how we want to get where we want to go. Do we want to deal with the ups and downs in life, or are we just going to plod along at our easy pace? And remember, slow and steady is the perfect pace for this. So that is the book that made an appearance on one of the Facebook pages, and as I promised I would have a quick look through it. So that only arrived yesterday and I'm yet to start that. Sam, stop. Sam's chatting away to me. He wants my attention, so I shall have to go in a minute. But that is just looking at what I travel with when I take my tarot, journals I use, and some books that I am currently working through. One of them you will have already seen. And so that's just revisiting that. My desk is normally quite tidy. I had got over this need of having a cluttered desk. I had it so nice and neat, and I need to find more bookshelves. So folks, thank you for watching. Look out for my visit to Kilchima. I hope you enjoy that video too, and I'm looking forward to catching up with you again soon on more tarot, a chat, and who knows, maybe one day I will pluck up the courage to do an actual live. Take care and have a lovely day wherever you are.